I think that the new update is better visually. I've been looking to do a new one that doesn't have a huge pointing arrow for a while, but yeah. Editing videos like this every week can take up some time. Anyways, the Fortnite period has come, and the 3 people who have been keeping up with this channel know it's time for a new update. So just sit back and listen to my monotone voice serenade you for the next 4-ish minutes. So starting with gameplay first, I've done a lot in the last 2 weeks to make this game even more game-like. The major game mechanic that's been added lately is weapon direction. Weapon direction, for literally everyone that hasn't heard about it, is when in-game you change the direction of your attack range. So in Fire Emblem context, that makes absolutely no sense since you can only attack adjacent tiles in those games and the attack ranges are all the same. However, in Foldrum, different weapons have different ranges, and those ranges would be really annoying if you couldn't change them to face in different directions. Hence, the game mechanic weapon directions. Another thing that got introduced this week is some actual weapon abilities. Again, what the hell that means is every weapon has something it does that makes it unique, and now those unique traits are in game. For example, the Bardiche, which is kind of like a glaive, has the ability to hit all enemies in its attack range in one attack. So if 2 enemies are in range of the Bardiche and the player attacks, both enemies are hit. These abilities will hopefully add a huge amount of depth to the game. Now onto art. Lucas, who is more part-time on the team, has produced some new art for swamp and mountain tiles. They look awesome in my personal opinion, and I really love that the swamp is more like a Russian bog, which matches the whole feel of the game so well. The other artist, Jim, I was able to meet up with in person recently, and he's still getting ready to go on his work. Jim actually used to work on posters in the 70s and later for coal mine safety, and the transition to the modern era has been harsh for him. But recently he has really overcome that hump, so I have confidence that you will be seeing his art very soon. Finally, we have story. I'm sorry to say this week that there's been no major developments on story. Nobody panic or anything, it's not because we're stuck over here and have no idea how to progress or anything like that. Actually, the story has kind of outpaced the rest of the game in development. We are still catching up in other areas which are still getting their basic infrastructure together, but I still hope to have something for story next time. It's definitely not fun to have a section of the script where I just blabber on to fill time, which is by the way definitely not what I'm doing right now at this very moment. Second, minute, hour, day, week, year. Anyway, that's it for this week's update. I hope you found it informative and interesting. Next week, I will actually be getting a not crappy recording microphone, so come to terms with losing the heavily distorted and crappy recorded version of my voice in your own way. Oh, and don't forget to make your own decision to subscribe to this channel or not, on the basis of its merits as an entertaining channel versus other things you could be watching right now that could possibly be better than this channel, but that could also be not as good and could not interest you as much as this channel. Regardless, I am sure that you're a very intelligent person and are more than capable of making that decision for yourself, and could always decide that the very idea of considering the perfect